Welcome to Silicon Scoop, where we dive into the latest tech news impacting the world. Join John Irwin and the Startup Coach as they explore the tech news that matters to you. Stay ahead, stay informed, and now on with the show.
We've been told for decades that the only way to get gigabit internet is to dig up our streets, but a stealthy alphabet spin-out just changed the math entirely. If you think fiber optic cables are the final frontier of bandwidth, wait until you see what happens when they untethered them and shoot 25 gigabits straight through thin air. So invisible light replaces digging fiber. So Alphabet's X spin-out Taara has launched a Taara beam, a shoebox-sized device that uses near-infrared light to blast 25 gigabit bidirectional internet up to 10 kilometers. It completely bypasses the need for underground trenching or expensive wireless spectrum licensing. This effectively democratized internet backhaul, turning any rooftop or cell tower into a high-capacity data hub in hours instead of months. What do you think about this, John?
I think this is awesome. And I know it's often compared to Starlink, but the two technologies, they solve different networking problems. And they actually may complement each other rather than directly compete. So at its core, Taara uses technology known as FSO, or Free Space Optical Communication. So in traditional fiber networks, data travels through glass fibers as pulses of light. Taara removes the fiber and transmits those same optical signals directly through the atmosphere. And so the breakthrough actually comes from Taara's new silicon photonic platform. So earlier versions of the technology, such as the light bridge system, relied on mirrors, sensors, and mechanical systems to physically aim freaking laser beams at receiving stations. The new Taara beam replaces much of that mechanical complexity with a photonic chip that electronically steers the beam using software. So this transition from mechanically rotating radar dishes to phased array radar systems is the game changer here. So the photonic chip contains more than 1,000 miniature optical emitters that can dynamically shape and direct the beam without moving parts. And so this reduces maintenance requirements and it improves reliability and dramatically shrinks the size of the device. So the original light bridge, I don't know if you have a picture of it, but it was roughly the size of a traffic signal. Those are huge. And so this new system, it's been miniaturized as something closer to a fingernail-sized chip. So why 2.5 gigabits per second? So typical home broadband is between 100 megabits to 1 gigabit, sometimes faster. Starlink, between 50 to 300 megabits. Enterprise fiber, 1 to 10 gigabits. And so Taara Beam has a 25 gigabit bidirectional throughput. So, and it also boasts latency measured around 100 microseconds, which is orders of magnitude lower than satellite internet. So it's not a Starlink killer. It's more of like a last mile connectivity kind of thing, if that makes sense. Or even more.
Yeah, like I work for some big corporations and we had to lay for dark fiber between buildings downtown, and dark fiber is fiber you own and no one else taps into it. It's not shared internet or whatever. And we connected to buildings in the downtown core, and using something like this would be so much easier. So think of this update like trading in your city's underground plumbing system for a high-powered water cannon on the rooftops. Instead of spending millions of dollars in 6 months tearing up pavement, just lay a single pipe from point A to point B and just place a digital water cannon on one roof, point it perfectly at a funnel on the other roof miles away, and it blasts data through the air instantly. So this is available now, and being able to do what I call like citywide networks kind of thing where you can start connecting, and what they're doing is last backhauling and whatnot. So
yeah.
This could be used by enterprises, by businesses, and any sort of internet providers trying to do backhauling. This speed is great, and we're still limited by site. So, I don't think it can be obstructed with these point-to-point connections. So, in order to get this kind of speed and whatnot. The near infrared light frequency used here is entirely visible to the human eye, meaning these devices are quietly blanketing urban skies with massive data pipelines without contributing to visual or electromagnetic pollution. You'll start to see these smaller boxes appearing on those towers you see on top of high rises and whatnot. And think about a cable company.
My question is, how secure is this?
Well, it's point to point. So when you say how secure it is, something's going to have to get right in the middle to capture the beam. And usually if it's capturing the beam will be disrupted at the other end. But think about this, instead of a cable company, when a new building is formed or they switch contractors to supply cable to a building, internet, whatnot, they usually one contractor. They just have to put something on the roof now and beam it to it instead of digging up all this stuff and fiber that and then down. It becomes much easier to deploy these kinds of things. So you'll probably get better competition in these towers and whatnot now, since it's easier to deploy and people don't have to have exclusive contracts to build all the hardware in order to get the return on investment.
Yeah.
Taara didn't just spawn out of nowhere. It's a graduate of Alphabet X, formerly known as Google X, the exact same moonshot factory that incubated Waymo, self-driving cars, and Verily Life Sciences. Despite being cutting edge, its massive global rollout includes major deployments by telecoms like Airtel, Digicel across developing regions like Africa, South Asia, and remote Pacific islands, proving the moonshot tech is scaling faster in emerging markets than in some Western capitals. So, we'll have to see. The Taara beam is proof that the future of infrastructure isn't buried in the dirt. It's flying right over our heads. Chat, if your neighborhood ISP could instantly 10x your speed, but the connection dipped for 5 minutes a year during heavy fog, would you take that deal or stick to your steady copper? Drop your thoughts in the chat below and let us know.
Tired of drowning in repetitive tasks while your competitors race ahead? Every minute you spend on manual data entry, scheduling, and routine processes is a minute you're not growing your business. Flowgrammer.ca transforms your workflow chaos into seamless automation. We build AI-powered systems that handle your busy work so you can focus on what actually makes you money. Our clients typically save 15 plus hours per week and see their productivity double within 60 days. Visit flowgrammer.ca for a free automation audit. That's flowgrammer.ca. Stop working in your business and start working on it.
What do you got going on, John?
Just plugging away, helping companies with government funding, attending events, probably startup drinks or Flowgrammer events. How about you, Craig?
Lots of stuff going on. I honestly don't know when this is going out. I have to check. I think it's going to go out in April. But there's all sorts of stuff going on. If you don't know about OpenClaw, it's the latest AI automation agent that's taken the world by storm in 2026. And OpenClaw Toronto chapter just launched. And we have all sorts of events going on. So check out openclawto.com. Our first demo night is April 14th. We have a Builder Cafe on April 10th. We have a bunch of other events. There's updates every day. We've deconstructed the latest 2 betas over the weekend that was launched in OpenClaw and what you should do about them. There's a bunch of articles over there. Go check that out. We're also over at flowgrammer.ca where we do N8N automations. We run the Flowgrammer community. I do Builders Hub and connectivity for AI and business automation agents. And for everything else, head over to TorontoStarts, where we hook up startups and investors at our Startup Investor Drinks. We do mentoring, we do workshops, we have a list of investors. There's a whole bunch of content over. You can also book me over there if you want a meeting with me to talk about whatever, help your startup. Check out TorontoStarts.com. But John, if people are looking for non-dilutive funding, where should they go and what is that?
Yeah, non-dilutive funding. We're talking government grants, tax credits. Come find me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. Right now is Shred Time, SRNED. But come reach out to me too if you've got a startup, if you've got a company. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and if they have company questions about their startup in general. Where do they find you, Craig?
Yeah, find me at TorontoStarts.com. But John, just before we go, something's open right now, and it's closing May 31st. Thank you. Can Export.
And what? Yeah. So
What
if
should
you have
people
at
know
least
about that?
300,000 in revenue in the previous year and you're looking to expand outside of Canada, reach out to me and we can put together, we can talk about an application for Can Export.
All the links we talked about will be in the show notes, wherever you're watching this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Silicon Scoop. We hope you enjoyed this episode's dive into the latest tech news. Stay connected with John Irwin and the Startup Coach on LinkedIn and subscribe for more insights and updates. Until next time, stay ahead, stay informed.